How's it going, everybody? We're back with another Marvel Mystic Mayhem video, and today we're going to be tackling the Nightfall boss, in particular, the Eye of Nightmare. Take note of my account level, and the reason I'm doing a little humble brag there is because I was able to beat the Elite difficulty in Nightfall, which does recommend level 45. However, I'm kind of a little bit of a cheater, right? Dirty whale cheats, where I'm having Emma, Thor, and Scarlet Witch, as a lot of people are having here. In fact, the one consistent through every single person's team is Scarlet Witch. I got a couple thoughts on that, and Emma is also in there in a big way. The synergy between those two characters can't really be mistaken. In fact, it looks like the cutoff for beating the Elite is still not even in the top 100, which I find pretty interesting. I'll talk about some of the strategies we apply here with our Scarlet Witch and kind of how we're just beefing her up so she is ripping apart that boss, because I do think that is translatable to a Lady Bullseye style, because Lady Bullseye and Scarlet Witch have a lot in common. The big difference being, of course, their damage type, and also the synergy that Emma has with special damage dealers really does kind of add an insane advantage of Scarlet Witch. But I will note Doctor Strange does replace Emma in a couple of these teams. I think that Doctor Strange increased damage on his buff, as well as the extra damage his ultimate can provide if you have the correct artifact on, can make a Lady Bullseye do comparable damage to Scarlet Witch. Definitely not as much, but comparable. The one character that super surprised me on this list was Echo. And it does make me think that my tier list might have been incorrect when it comes to Echo. She was the one consistent character that the comment section was like, you're wrong on Echo, you got to revisit her. So I definitely feel the need to do that. In looking at this and in knowing the strategy behind the Nightfall boss, I'm starting to think Doctor Strange, Echo, and Lady Bullseye might be a way for people to also punch up and get the Elite difficulty beat without having to reach all the way to 45. They might have to reach up to like 42 or even 43, but not all the way to 45. Scarlet Witch is how you can do it, like a 6th level punch up. But let's talk about why this is important. I don't know why I left that page. This is important because of ranked rewards. Obviously, the ranked rewards, we're going to get those gems after this all is said and done. But more importantly, I think, is these breaker fangs. And if we go to that midnight store, we're going to see a lot of goodies. War paint, which seems to be an amazing highlight for Echo. Getting ultimate energy whenever they perform a follow-up attack, and also the energy generation. After revisiting her kit, I think I'm pretty excited to try her out. We got Psylocke Shards, who is a lot of people's favorite follow-up character. I haven't found the secret sauce for her yet. I really want to use her with Emma, but for some reason, Emma's attacks do not activate her follow-up mechanic, which I really don't like. Doppelganger is a huge pass for me right now, but what I'm really eyeballing is these pristine projecto films. So this is film used to awaken 3-star highlights. So when we start getting these 3-star highlights, I think this is going to be a premium resource that you have a very limited access to, that we might want to start getting a jump on. So I do think this Nightfall mode and the Eye of Nightmare is extremely important. So kind of like tunneling down the best strategy to be punching up into Elite and then into Hell and into the final, the Nightmare difficulty, I think is going to be really important. So let me show you the team that I used, and I'm going to show you the builds I put on my character to kind of perform in such a way that I was able to beat the difficulty. And honestly, we one-phase it. You could easily two-phase this boss if you have enough sustain. Like if I use Doctor Strange instead of Emma, I could two-phase this boss no problem because I have the extra heals. But one-phasing it is how you get that better efficiency. So let's talk about the build I'm putting on these characters. Emma does have, actually, let's just go right in there so we can actually see what these things are doing. Not everyone's familiar with them yet. I do have a epic. Is it epic? Is it legendary? I do have an orange highlight that is increasing my energy generation and then increasing my allies' crit rate. So this is just built for Emma, and then Emma boosting up Scarlet Witch. As far as my artifacts go, I do have an energy generation. Again, great for Emma. We're going to be spamming her ultimate whenever we can. And then I have the other artifact that increases the attack of my allies after Emma uses her ultimate. You can see here, Scarlet Witch, she's got 2 damage ones. She's got a crit rate artifact and then an attack artifact. I don't have the crit damage artifact yet. And Thor has an attack speed, which he loves attack speed. And then he's got the attack damage as well. So that's kind of my build going on there as far as Emma's highlight and the other artifacts go. And then I do also have good highlights on both Thor and on Scarlet Witch. So Thor has one that increases attack and energy generation. And then Scarlet Witch, let's see if we can find her this way. Is she all the way at the end? There we go. Scarlet Witch does have increased attack. More importantly, the crit rate is increased if her HP is above 80%. So we want to keep her healthy as possible, which is kind of hard with Emma because I can't really target her heals. I don't have the soulbound thing that actually makes her heals dummy proof and always heal all allies. We'll get there at some point though. But that is the general gist of what we're trying to do. We want to stack energy generation on our support characters. That could be your Strange, that could be your Emma, I guess it could be your Sleepwalker if you have to go that route. I want as much damage and crit on my main damage as possible. For me, that's Scarlet Witch. For you, that could be Lady Bullseye. And then I do want a secondary damage dealer that's going to be helping me on the hands, but also not getting in the way when the eye opens up and it's time for my main damage dealer to go to work. So Thor is good for that. And I think Echo would probably be even better for that to a certain extent because her cooldowns would cost less. And then I can get to that Scarlet Witch burst phase a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and let's play this out. And hopefully, yeah. So you see, I do have a position. So Thor jumps over to the left hand. Scarlet Witch is basically in this right hand. And I'm going to try and burst it down as quickly as possible while using the Emma ult as soon as possible as well. All right, so let's make sure we hit both hands with this. That's going to put them both in the debuff as well. And then let's buff Thor. He's going to start hitting hard over here. Let's keep Thor healthy. You see, I'm not holding back on my abilities yet. I'll start holding back when the hands reach about 20% or so, and then we'll let them slowly trickle down. Oh, I missed the Thor ult. All right, that's a restart. Sorry, it's hard to concentrate and play the game at the same time, concentrate on delivering the conversation of what we're doing here. All right, let's get right back in there. We should have the same opening. All right, great. We'll do the buff. Maybe I should have waited until I had a little bit more energy built up, but that's okay. I start wrecking this hand down. You can see why Scarlet Witch is kind of on every team. Look at the amount of damage it just brought up. Let's let our energy get going here. There we go. We'll hit both hands with this. I'll start throwing some range attacks over on the left hand, including the Scarlet Witch ultimate. We'll do a lot of work here. Again, Scarlet Witch damage. Lady Bullseye would definitely have her work cut out for her to contribute as much as Scarlet Witch does, but I do think that the potential is there. Let's get Thor buffed up. Just keep healing. The more I heal Thor, the more I can re-heal Scarlet Witch if she ever takes damage. I will do the team attack because it will come back up before the eye comes out. Left hand is at 37. We can drop this one more time. It should come back up because we're kind of doing a little bit of just single target attacks here. Let's try and cycle through to the heal. There we go, 14%. All right, let's throw this here, and then we can cycle back to it. All right, that's great. We're going to be opening the eye here in a second. Oof, kind of not loving this. The eye is going to open up. We're going to do our buff. We'll throw our extra damage from the Emma. We did get lucky and pulled this right back. All right, we'll throw the Thor ult. We'll throw the Scarlet Witch attack. We'll look at the damage Scarlet Witch can do. So 76 down to 48. This might kill it here. Depending on the crits, it absolutely did. And that's it. You see the burst window? Scarlet Witch did everything. You need a similar investment into Lady Bullseye and to really be kind of propping her up there. And there you go. Look, I actually outperformed my best score. Throwing up a 460. Nothing to be ashamed about there. I cannot record it because I already did all my attacks for the day. Let's see where that would have put me as far as leaderboard goes. 460 would have put me near the top 10. It would have made us tied for that 12th spot. So that's kind of how I am approaching the Nightfall boss, guys. I will tomorrow, well, actually I will on Monday. Tomorrow's family day. I will rewind a bunch of my characters and try and replicate this with Echo and Lady Bullseye to see if we can get like a true free-to-play experience going in there. Unfortunately, I do think Strange has to be on the team. I want to try and make content for the masses as much as possible, right? Like I want to try and avoid using too many 3-star characters in this. Like we just use 3-star characters. I know that's not going to be relevant to everybody who might watch this video, but it's hard because of the very specific niche case uses for some characters. You saw how important it was, that synergy between Emma and Scarlet Witch, that burst single target damage with that 80% increased damage. Emma's ult applies the special damage. So I'm going to be trying to make that like mass content as much as possible. It might just lag a couple days behind because that is the spender advantage, if you will, right? So please, if this bothered you that you only saw the 3-star characters, just know I understand that, and I will be striving to make the content using as many 2-star characters as possible. But this is just the preliminary findings. I've been playing with these characters the most and wanted to share this with you guys. All right. I hope this video found you well. I hope it helps at least a few of you guys, and I can't wait to showcase more Marvel Mystic Mayhem. I'm loving this game. I really like these boss fights. I'm looking forward to the Red Dragon next. I remember in the the alpha test, that Red Dragon gave me a really hard time, and I want my payback. All right, guys, let me know how you feel in the comment section below. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. That is so important, and I really appreciate everybody who subscribes. But for now, stay happy, stay healthy, have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next video. Bye, everybody.